Hola amigos, en esta ocasión tenemos unos invitados muy especiales. Vienen de San Francisco, son las personas de David Rio que nos acompañan. Como ustedes saben, David Rio es la marca líder en chai a nivel mundial. Tiene un sabor bastante balanceado y es de la preferencia de muchos consumidores. Para nosotros es un honor tenerlos aquí. Tenemos a Scott Lowe, que es uno de los socios de David Rio, así como Ayo Kubo, que es una de las personas que comercializa el chai a nivel mundial. Vamos a hacerles algunas preguntas que para nosotros resultan interesantes y que nos darán alguna información de qué es la compañía y qué es el chai. Hola Scott, te quería yo preguntar, ¿nos podrías decir cómo empezó David Rio?
So how did we start David Rio? Well, so my name's David, and it's David Scott, but I go by Scott. My wife is Rio, and we met in Japan. We were both tea lovers. We also loved coffee, and we wanted to open an espresso bar in Tokyo. And what started out as that concept turned into a specialty tea and chai company running out of San Francisco.
¿Nos podrías explicar la relación que hay entre David Rio y los animales? ¿Y por qué escogen representar a cada sabor con un animal?
Well, so why do we name our chais after animals? You know, that really all started also back when Rio and I were in Japan together, and I realized that she was an animal lover and I was an animal lover. And we decided when we started naming our chais or started creating our chais that, first of all, tiger made perfect sense for us because tiger is an animal found in India, and so it had a natural cultural connection. But then also, us being animal lovers, we thought it made sense to draw some attention to animals and not only name our chais after animals, but to start contributing and even donating some of the proceeds and the sales of our products to organizations that support animals. And so we currently support a number of organizations, both locally in the San Francisco area in the United States and a group called the International Fund for Animal Welfare that supports the protection of endangered species and animals all over the world. So we just decided that every chai that we come up with, we're going to name after an animal because it either is something that's endangered, potentially has an environment that's in danger, or maybe in some cases just has a really good ring with the name of the product. And so that's where the animals come from.
¿En cuántos países están vendiendo actualmente David Rio?
So David Rio, from day one, we've always been a global company. We always wanted to sell our product overseas. And the fact is that David Rio, from day one, started selling its products to Japan. And that was over 15 years ago. Today, we sell to over 44 countries worldwide, including, of course, Mexico, but also Germany, Poland, Russia, Japan, Korea, Australia, and Saudi Arabia as well.
¿Qué importancia tiene el mercado de México para David Rio?
So let's see. Mexico is a very dear to our and close to our heart country, not only because we are good friends of Arturo. We love the business here. We're neighbors both in country, but also we're friends. So just on a personal level, we really enjoy doing business with Etrusca. And then Mexico as a country and the importance of a market for David Rio Chai can't really be overstated because, needless to say, being bordering countries, logistically, it's very important to be able to service markets that are close by where you're manufacturing. Challenges that we may have in other markets overseas with shipping times and other things that are out of our control, we don't necessarily deal with Mexico. And so just from a logistic and operational standpoint, it is a very strong country for us. Also, the palate of a lot of Mexican consumers is just perfect for a product like chai. The spices complement a lot of the cuisine, and people are familiar with the sort of unusual, sometimes unusual or complex nature of the spices. So it's perfect from that standpoint. And it's also a very large market, population-wise, that we have found to be, easily one of our most important export markets in the world. So we are very happy with the business we do in Mexico and know that it's going to continue to grow.
¿Qué diferencias ustedes encuentran en las formulaciones de David Rio y por qué está arriba de otros chais en el mercado?
So we might have tag teamed this one, but what makes David Rio better than the others? I think when it comes to food and beverage, it all comes down to taste. And products that taste great because they are founded in quality ingredients. And so for David Rio, it really starts with quality ingredients. We source the best spices possible, quality teas. We use the cleanest creamers we can find. We go out of our way to make our product better all the time. We're never satisfied with it just being in its current state. And whether that be from an ingredient and taste standpoint or from a packaging standpoint, we always think of ways that we can make our product better. And so I think if you were to do a chai challenge and line up the competitors versus David Rio, you would be able to taste for yourself why David Rio is the best tasting product on the market. And try doing a blind taste, and I think you will find that. I think another thing is that we're a small company, but we're a company that really cares about our community. We don't strive to be the biggest; we really strive to be the best. And in order to be the best, we have to maintain the integrity of our product. We can never cut corners. There's just no place for that in our business. We have a wonderful staff, an excellent staff, and I'm very proud that John here speaks Japanese, of course. We have Mandarin speakers in our office. We have Spanish speakers. We have Arabic, and multiple other languages, probably 10 different languages spoken in our office. So the staff in our company complements the nature of our business really well. And I would say last, we are, like I said, a small company that cares. We're a family business. We treat our people like family, and we just want to be the best in every capacity, whether that's quality, whether it's in service, with being innovative, with trying to reduce our environmental footprint or carbon footprint by being an environmentally conscientious company. We're always looking to be better, and I think that's one thing that really sets us apart from the other companies.
¿Qué sugerencias nos puedes dar a nuestros invitados para que preparen un mejor chai?
How do you prepare a better chai? I know you have a few ideas.
I think with David Rio chai, you can really prepare it in many different applications, including, of course, hot. And when you do hot, you can always choose milk, or you can use soy milk or almond milk. So it does lend itself to various applications, and even just in a hot beverage. But also with David Rio chai, you can prepare it cold. If you want to just pour it over ice, it's very easy to make. And also with a quick smoothie, you just put the product in and milk and ice cube and you just blend it up. And so how do you make chai better? I think you can make it in different applications, and I think each time you try the different applications, you'll find that you like each of those better.
I think to add on to that, I think experimenting is important because we have a wide range of products, and some people like product a little sweeter, some like a little less sweet, some spicier, and as Aitan said, you can use almond milk or soy milk or dairy milk, lots of different ways to prepare it. And I would encourage people to experiment as well. One thing I like to do is take a cup of black tea, for example, and add my tiger spice chai or elephant vanilla chai to the cup of black tea. It adds an even extra kick of black tea to an already great product. But you can just really customize and do things that are a little bit different and think out of the box. You can add flavored syrups to add, a raspberry chai or maybe an orange chai or almond. So there's lots of ways you can sort of experiment, but I think to sort of say it in one way, probably the best thing you can do to make the best cup of chai is to use David Rio chai.
¿Cómo ustedes desarrollan un nuevo sabor en chai?
How do you develop a new flavor in chai? So, that's interesting. I think we have a very innovative group in our office, and we don't necessarily look for trends. We look to get inspiration from the marketplace in food trends, in flavor trends, but also just sort of thinking out of the box. And I think the nature of our business being international, we get inspiration from countries all over the world. And so even like the maple mousse launch that we recently did was inspired by our friends in Canada, because of course maple is famous in Canada, and that was one of the inspirations for it. I think that other ways that we come up with flavor, sometimes not just a flavor, it's even a new format or a new ingredient, and that's just always trying to be at the cutting edge. And again, this goes back to always trying to make our product better and better and just improve and never be willing to accept sort of the status quo of our product. And so when we do that, we naturally improve it. We naturally come up with interesting flavors. And I think, a lot of it, I just have to say, Rio is a very creative person, innovative person, and she will come up with ideas that are just completely out of the box. And we really have a gold mine in Rio that she thinks of new products and flavors in a way that no one else does. And sometimes it leads to some wild and crazy flavors, and sometimes it leads to more mainstream flavors, but it's always going to be with an exceptional taste profile in the end. And so we get our inspiration from all over the place, and it comes from a lot of time from our customers and not just our consumers who give us feedback, but also our customers who maybe tell us what they're looking for, or giving suggestions of things we could do as well. So it comes from lots of different angles.
At a given point in time, David Rio does have a lot of products that we always are working on and making it better and better. And so today, I would say we have probably about 5 or 6 product ideas that are in-house, and we're just continuing to develop that and continue to see when we can launch that new product. It's a very fun place to be.
Yeah, no, then it's interesting you mentioned that about the pipeline, because we do. I mean, just that we could launch next year, there are probably 5 or 6 things, and if we look at the 5-year pipeline, there's probably 20 to 25, and it's one of our challenges. How do we keep things new and fresh, but also not overdo it and try to launch too many things? But yeah, we have a deep pipeline of things, and we do everything in-house. Everything we develop is in-house. That's something we take pride in. We don't work with outside labs or flavor houses to develop things. Everything we do sitting at our own table, mixing ingredients and coming up with what we think tastes exceptional.
Acaban de sacar ustedes un chai líquido. ¿Se espera el desarrollo de más sabores en ese chai?
So other liquid flavors. So yeah, we've been waiting for quite a while to do a liquid chai. We had some pushback. Me also pushing back on should we really do a liquid chai, because we are a powdered beverage company. Our powdered chai product is the best available, and we started thinking, well, if we do a liquid product as well, it's almost like saying that perhaps the powder is going to take a back seat, but that's not the case at all. As a matter of fact, we just feel that being the chai specialist that we are, we need to have a solution for people who want a liquid product. And there are people who want a powdered product and people want a liquid product. And we felt we needed to have a solution for them. And so our cup chai, which is our liquid, is brand new. Just launched, not even a month old, just weeks old, literally. Getting great reception, and it tastes fantastic. It's lightly sweetened with an extra sort of kick of ginger and black pepper on it. So I would think that from that, natural extensions would be things like changing the base, like maybe considering a rooibos base, considering a decaf, something that's even fiery, spicier than what we currently have, maybe something that was sugar-free. Those are all possibilities. Chocolate. Do you have some ideas?
I think a lot of people come to us and say, can you make one without any sugar or sweetener in it? And so it's something that we could come out as well.
Yeah, I can see us coming up with one that's completely unsweetened. Yeah. But yeah, first we're going to make this cup chai a success, and then, but there are others. There are always things in the works for sure.
Una última pregunta. ¿Cómo nos podrías dar alguna nueva receta para disfrutar chai?
We're talking about recipes?
How do you enjoy chai more? Your secret recipe for you. For you are.
For me, I like to put an espresso shot in chai and make a dirty chai. That's a nice caffeine to it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I guess I like some coffee in my chai sometimes too. But I mentioned one, which is I prepare my cup of chai and then I'll like add an English breakfast tea bag, or maybe I'll even add an Earl Grey tea bag, because then I get a little bit of the bergamot as well as an extra black tea punch. I like to sort of experiment with adding different teas, and I think that's really delicious. So I think that's probably my favorite. And I don't like it too sweet, so I like it lightly sweetened.
I think recently we've been seeing a lot of people experimenting with our chai in a baked application. And so people will take our chai tea and they would make it into a chai bread or a chai cookie or chai macaroon. And we've seen a lot of those, and we tried them in-house, and they're really, really good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, you know, and it's a great point, because the spices that we use in our chai, the cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, and ginger and vanilla and everything, are so appealing in so many different applications. And you start looking around at where you would find those spices, and there's so many products that they are in that you can use chai as an ingredient for, as you said, I mean, not just beverage, but in baked goods and in candy. Last year we made a toffee out of one of our chais. So lots of different fun ways to use the product. But still my favorite is drinking it. A nice hot chai latte. Are we going to just get a picture of this together?
Yeah, if you could say something.
Oh, sure, of course. Aichan, do you want to plug that in? Can we plug it in?
Yeah. Vamos a aprenderlo.
Hopefully we can.
You can disconnect.
So can I talk? So part of our visit today was to visit Arturo and Etrusca and thank them for a wonderful 10 years of working together. And so we had this clock made to commemorate our working together and having such a fantastic partner in Etrusca. And we look forward to another decade and then another decade after that. And so this is something we hope they will, with pride, put on the wall and be able to enjoy and look at and remember their friends in San Francisco when they are reading the Time.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Y muchas gracias a todas las personas de David Rio, que son una empresa ejemplo a seguir para muchos de los que estamos trabajando con ellos.